World Finals Racing Style revealed, Bigfoot 6 finally found, and all of this is coming up on this week's news episode. To start off with, as always, let's talk about the results. The results from Stadium Championship Series Red in Tampa this past weekend. Make sure to check out the most recent MonsterTalk report. So let's recap the tours that weren't covered in the MonsterTalk report. Stadium Championship Series Blue rolled into Indianapolis, Indiana last weekend for 2 shows. Taking both Saturday and Sunday's racing wins would be Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Mr. Consistency Tyler Menninger takes home both Skills Challenge wins as well as Saturday's Freestyle win, with Ryan Anderson taking home Sunday's Freestyle win. Both drivers used absolutely insane and crazy moves to take home their Freestyle wins in Indy, with Menninger pulling off a cool hack save that looked straight out of Rings of Rods, and Ryan Anderson pulling off this cool twist move similar to Pontiac 2002 with Tony Farrell. Tyler Menninger takes home both overalls as he continues to lead the series by 47 points, as most of the standings remain the same. Only Cole Stevens has leaped up into 4th position. Arena Championship Series West rolled into Fargo, North Dakota for 2 action-packed shows. Tristan England takes Earthshaker to a racing win at Event 1, while David Olfer, the Velociraptor, takes home the racing win at Event 2. For both Skills Challenge competitions, Tristan England takes Earthshaker to the winner's circle once again, though some believed Elvis Linez should have won at Event 2 due to the insane combo he would pull off. Winning donuts was Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger at Event 1, and Tristan England at Event 2. For Freestyle, Tristan England takes home Event 1's win, while Elvis Linez in El Toro Loco wins at Event 2. Taking home both overalls was Tristan England in Earthshaker. Fargo was for sure a great weekend for Team Earthshaker as Tristan England overtakes Elvis Linez in the points once again. We also have to give a big shout out to Throttle Monster crew chief and longtime friend of the channel Vincent Ackard for bringing back the Throwing the Bone for the Mutt, a tradition that I hope is continued. For Arena Series Central, the tour headed to Providence, Rhode Island. Event 1 was completely swept by Brandon Vincent in Gravedigger, and was also the only show to feature the donut competition. For the rest of the events that weekend, the 3 independents, Zach Garner, John Zimmer Jr., and Brandon Talachka, won the racing competition at events 2, 3, and 4 respectively. Zimmer Jr. and Zach Garner traded wins in the Skills Challenge as Garner took home Event 3's competition, while Zimmer Jr. took home Event 2's competition, and Brandon Talachka pairs his racing win with a Skills Challenge win at Event 4. Winning Freestyle at Event 2 was Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris, as Brandon Vincent wins Freestyle at Events 3 and 4. Brandon Vincent wins the overall event championships at Events 1 and 4, though it is worthy to note that Brandon Talachka tied for the overall at Event 4. However, due to Vincent having the higher freestyle score, was awarded the overall win despite Talachka winning more competitions. Zach Garner takes home both Event 2 and Event 3's overall event championships in Providence. The standings remain the same with the exception of Zach Garner overtaking Cody Saucier in Dragon. And finally, for Arena Series East, they rolled into Belmont Park, New York for 4 shows. For Time Racing, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco would win at shows 1, 3, and 4, with Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack winning at Event 2. For the Skills Challenge, Armando Castro would win at Events 1 and 3, with Bernard Light and Megalodon winning at Event 2, and Weston Anderson and Gravedigger winning at Event 4. For the donut competition, Events 1 through 3 was won by Weston Anderson, while Event 4 was won by Hunter Souza in Earthshaker. For Freestyle, Armando Castro won at Event 1, Lindsay Reed and Scooby-Doo won at Event 2, and Weston Anderson takes home Events 3 and 4. Your overall event champion for Event 1 was Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, as Weston Anderson takes Gravedigger to wins at Events 2, 3, and 4. In terms of points, it remains to be the same, though the points are starting to heat up. Moving into the independent results for the toughest monster truck tour in Youngstown, Ohio, Show 1 saw Dirt Crew win wheelies, Dirt Crew Dozer win racing and the overall, and Tailgater take freestyle. For Show 2, Dirt Crew won wheelies and freestyle, and Toxic won racing and the overall. For the All-Star Monster Truck Tour in Pensacola, Florida, Show 1 saw Crazy Train win Best Trick, Racing, and the overall, while Ice Cream Man takes freestyle. For Show 2, Playing Crazy wins Best Trick, Whole Shot takes Racing in the overall, and Crazy Train wins freestyle. Crazy Train takes first with 415 points, Playing Crazy takes second with 367, Sinistar is in third with 355, Bad Habit takes fourth with 270, Toxic takes fifth with 267, Whole Shot takes sixth with 192, and Ice Cream Man takes seventh with 162. And finally, for Monster Truck Wars in Graham, Texas, Show 1 saw Shark Attack win racing and Outlaw take wheelies and freestyle. Show 2's results were exactly the same. And that's it with the results, and on to the news and our first story. Now, unfortunately, to start off our news with this week, we do have some very serious but important news to recover, as a monster truck driver was arrested. This past weekend, the driver of Buckshot, Brandon Budd, was arrested. Details of his arrest are not only disturbing, but they are unfit for YouTube. If you wish to find out more about this story, a link to the original article can be found in the description. We ask during this time that you send your thoughts and prayers to his family and any victims who may have been affected by his actions. Monster Jam World Finals Racing Layout revealed. 2023's rendition of the World Finals is getting closer by the minute. Fans are still reeling in the amazing action that the over-under style provided for fans last year, and have been wondering what could be the new style for 2023. Well, according to Monster Jam's own yearbook, the style might have been revealed before they even planned to show it off. On the World Finals page, the yearbook reads, "For the first time ever, the event shifts to one action-packed day that showcases the best trucks and drivers competing in an all-out racing, freestyle, high jump, and the Great Clips two-wheel skills competitions. Monster Jam's most spectacular event will once again unveil an amazing style of racetrack, with trucks on an elevated starting line racing down into the stadium. The edge of your seat action also includes an exclusive Monster Jam World Final stunt. This seemingly confirms that the elevated start is in fact returning after it first being introduced in 2019 for the very first World Finals in Orlando. This can also be backed up, as on the tickets page, none of the rows between section 119 and section 128 can be selected for purchase, reinforcing the fact that the elevated start is back. Now, since this was revealed in the yearbook in the form of writing, the track layout itself has not been revealed or seen yet. However, as the days and months starts to pass, an announcement about the racing style and the layout of the track will officially be announced to the public. New Avenger debuts. It is not every day that Avenger gets to run a new scheme, and this past weekend in Indianapolis, Kohler debuted an all-new scheme. Introducing the Garner Towing-inspired Avenger, the very first Avenger to not use the regular Chevy S10 or Bel Air body, rather going for a 1971 Chevy C10, the body style that Overboard has used for the past 4 years. The design again is inspired by the Ghana towing tow truck. The design keeps the same beautiful shade of red with the different colored shards adorning the side of the truck. It is likely that for at least 2023, it will be exclusive to Indianapolis as Ghana's business operates out of Indiana. However, you never know what Avenger body you might get at Monster Jam. Independent Monster Truck celebrates 20 years. Tom Nance has so far been enjoying celebrating 20 years of Maximum Destruction, but Max D isn't the only truck to be celebrating 20 years in 2023. Randy Moore's War Wizard was also a truck that debuted in 2003, and since then has gone to be one of Monster Jam's most iconic independent names. The truck would have major television exposure in 2004 after finishing second in Montreal's freestyle competition. However, the late 2000s and early 2010s, after receiving a new chassis, was really when War Wizard became a household name in Monster Jam. In 2013, the truck was reportedly sold to a private owner as drivers like Darren Gowen and Shane Freed would take over in its last years in Monster Jam before RJ Turner took over the driving duties. Turner has been driving the truck for the last few years on the independent scene and has enjoyed some notable exposure, though has not competed in Monster Jam since. However, the truck debuted a brand new design a couple of weeks ago, celebrating its 20th anniversary. We have to say that this is one of the best looking War Wizards to date, only second to the 2007 to 2009 design, which in my opinion is their best. For information about where you can see the truck, stick around to the Monster Truck 5 of the week to see where War Wizard will be this weekend. Bigfoot 6 surfaces. Some people may know the story of Bigfoot 9, a truck that was seized by Brazilian customs and since then has lived in the country. The truck would perform at car crushes, but the truck was clearly in poor condition due to the vast amounts of smoke mounting from the engine, and it also sounded very unwell. However, Bigfoot 9 isn't the only truck to go missing. After the truck was sold to Ian Bately and became known as the Castor Crusher, the truck would wound up in Egypt where it has not been seen for almost 15 years. That is, until now. Days ago, photos emerged of the truck being loaded and on its way to being restored. You can see that the truck is covered in a thick layer of dust and most likely probably doesn't even run. Nonetheless, it is great to see this former legendary machine on its way to restoration. Any updates on the restoration will be covered in a future news video. Beautiful tribute to Mark Gilbert. The monster truck world, especially for those heavily involved or that follows the Australian circuit, were devastated at the loss of Mark Gilbert this past year. He was the promoter of the Monster Truck Rumble show that takes place in Adelaide, South Australia every year. The Monster Truck Rumble event is still a yearly event, and 2 weeks ago the show was put on once again and featured many highlights. One of which might be one of the most heartfelt and awesome tributes to a driver I've ever witnessed. The start of the show featured Wicked, Buddy, Raptors Rampage, and Monster Lubricant jump over Gilbert's Monster Patrol. All trucks would clear it with ease, though it appears Buddy landed with enough force to snap the wheel off. Most of these trucks are getting ready to roll out to Monster Truck Mania as they start off their tour in Brisbane next weekend. The Monster Truck 5 of the week is back, and here's all the shows and tours that are touring the globe. Monster Jam is firing on all cylinders this weekend as Stadium Championship Series Red is heading to Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium for a single show. Stadium Championship Series Blue is going to Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. Ball Arena is the next stop for Arena Championship Series West in Denver, Colorado. Arena Series East is stopping by PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Birmingham, Alabama will be the next stop for Arena Series Central at the BJCC Arena. In addition to the regular point series in the USA, the Monster Jam International Tour will have their first weekend of 2023 as they head to Stockholm, Sweden at Friends Arena. Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live is heading to Trenton, New Jersey in the Cure Insurance Arena, and Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Europe is heading to the Royal Arena in Copenhagen, Denmark. MAP Motorsports will be in Waco, Texas, and will feature King Crunch with Dylan Fenley, Tantrum with Thomas Kimmins, Bad Habit with Joe Sylvester, Barbarian with Devin Jones, Against the Grain with Brad Shippett, and War Wizard with RJ Turner. The Kicker Monster Truck Nationals will be in Hobbs, New Mexico, and will feature Black Stallion with Mike Vardas Sr., Overkill Evolution with Mike Vardas Jr., Taurus with Richie Yasko, Higher Education with Chris DeHoys, Zilla with Ricky Fowler, and Airborne Ranger with Joe Cypher. The Toughest Monster Truck Tour will be in Casper, Wyoming, and will feature Dirt Crew with Jerry Beck, Dozer with Jack Brown, Maximus with Darren Basil, Tailgater with Tim Jones, and Rat Attack with Jacob Ludwig. The No Limits Monster Trucks heads to Farmington, New Mexico, and will feature Troublemaker with Travis Groth, Double Trouble with Tyler Groth, Veteran with Jeff Elia, and Geronimo with Brandon Swick. And finally, the Ram Motorsport Spectacular heads to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and will feature Rockstar with Bill Payne, Cali Kid with Willie Crash, Identity Theft with Marvin Anderson, Spitfire with Dallas Glenn Rogers, Weekend Warrior with James Collette, Trainwreck with Matt Bernard, and Sabotage with Crystal Carey. I want to hear your thoughts about the news we covered today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you everyone all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.